the past few episodes, I've felt pretty awkward doing the camera by myself. I usually have a partner in crime right here, Ben, but he is not really into the cleaner living. Actually, he fights me on it tooth and nail. But he's a good sport with all of this. So, that being said, and since I'm really horrible about posting every week, I kind of need a partner in crime to just like tag me along, like saying, hey, we got this to do. So I figured I would take my best drinking partner and have her join me on this channel, especially since she's the one that helped me start my cleaner living journey. So we are going to be having Joan with us.
Hi, friends.
Hence the drinks that we're having right now. So this is Joan. I have been friends with her for 17
years?
18 years?
Oh, man. Yeah, I think it's been about 17, 18 years.
Yeah, so it's been around that time. And
how old are we?
So I wanted her to join because a lot of the stuff that I've adapted into my journey is I've learned from her. And so I want to introduce everyone to Joan and let her tell her story.
Awesome. Well, as she just said, my name is Joan. And I guess when my journey started, it was about 10 to 11 years ago. I don't know. So I grew up as a competitive figure skater. And after that competitive career was done, we went on tour with Disney on Ice. And so we were always moving. We were always like, I don't know, we were going everywhere. We were moving a lot. We were very, very active. And we didn't really think that much about our health because physically, you couldn't really see any differences, right? You couldn't really see any like weight gain or bad skin or anything like that. So we didn't really pay attention. But after we got off tour, we had noticed a huge change. We didn't move as much. We went from moving all the time to just sitting down and doing nothing. So that changed drastically. So our activity level changed. But as we got older, we noticed that, the diet that we were eating was not great. Mm-hmm. The activity level was not great. The things that we were kind of just using on our bodies, everything wasn't great. So what really jump-started it was when we saw a documentary talking about diet. So then when we changed up our food, we noticed a huge difference in just how we were feeling. We're like, okay, well, if a lot of this information that we thought was correct.
Yep. And I remember you saying that when all of this started, you had a lot of back pain. Mm-hmm. And changing your diet, you noticed it was less and less. And that's when you started diving more into it. And then I was like, oh, okay, at the time. Still not changing anything of mine, but still like, oh, okay. I'm like, I didn't know.
So before, about that, the reason why she knows about my back pain is because when I went off tour, the reason why I got off tour was because of a back injury. I've had back pain and all kinds of stuff. So when we were talking about the non-physical things, we learned later on that a lot of that had to do with like the diet and everything that was going on that we had to change. So I actually had to go to a doctor, and she actually worked at the office that I went to. So that's how aside from being my friend, I actually went to the doctor that she worked with. And so with the diet change, we noticed a lot of health issues kind of like resolving. So all the information that we had before about like low fat diets and blah, 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 we're starting to question. So as we started questioning that, we'd start researching, and we started diving into like the world of toxins.
Yes.
And how everything we use is toxic, including the cleaners that we have, the candles, the laundry detergent. And I know you've talked about the laundry detergent already in your previous episodes, but we had no idea at all.
Yeah, it was very eye-opening because a lot of it, I kind of knew some of the stuff like about the food and everything like that. I just didn't realize the side effects of everyday products that you're using. And then she kept saying, well, this is what I learned today, and this is what I learned today. Like every time I saw her, she had something new, and I'm like, wow. Because that was around the same time I started doing my own research on trying to prevent cancer or cancer causing things need to cutting out of my life because of the stuff that runs in the family. So that's when I'm like, tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me more. I was like, let's get this started.
Yeah. So we also, at the time when we were really, really diving into this, we were planning on having a kid. And so I wanted my body to be like prepared to have a kid. So we read up on a lot of different things, different supplements to take, different things to get rid of in your home, get like all kinds of things. So like we dove headfirst into it, like just went all in because we were really, really concerned. We were so concerned about our health. And so that's kind of where my journey had started with the cleaner living and trying to eliminate as many toxins as possible. And it's still a journey. There's still a ton of things that we have to learn because there's so much we don't know.
Yes.
There's so much we do not know. I mean, we've already gathered quite a bit, but again, it's a journey. There's not like a final destination anywhere.
Yeah,
with that kind of stuff.
We're still learning, and we've been doing this for a while. She's been doing this longer than me, and I'm still learning things from her, and she's still learning things.
Yeah.
And then I know one of our friends said something that made perfect sense, and I didn't realize that I was able to go ahead and do that. It was the 80-20 method. I was like, I didn't think it was possible to do that. I guess I just thought, okay, you have to go all in. And she explained that you didn't have to go all in. It's a good 80-20. 80 is that you're doing 80% toxin free. You are healthy living, clean living, and then you have the 20% of the unhealthy part that you get to have. Like sometimes you go on vacation and you want bad food. That's okay because you're not doing it every day.
Yeah.
And having a drink is fine with that. I'm like, I'm not giving that up. Sorry. I was like, I like my wine. I like my drink. So
yeah, and you don't need to. That's the thing. I think that for us, for a while, I felt like we were, again, in the learning process of, okay, well, do we have to go all in? So we did. We went all in and it was weird. It was just weird. And we were stressed out about it, right?
I remember because you guys were explaining that stuff and we're like, really?
Yeah, it doesn't
That's what you're doing?
It doesn't seem doable.
Yes.
Right? So once we kind of loosened up the reins a little bit, we realized, okay, well, stress is part of it too, right?
Yes.
You don't have to worry that much about it. You just don't. Because then you realize, okay, well, again, the 80-20 rule is just your body itself was actually just, it can do fine. It actually heals itself. I mean, let's say you cut yourself. Normally, your body would just go, whoop, okay, start healing. We didn't do anything with that. Our bodies just did it. So our bodies are amazing at healing already.
Yes.
You learn this. Like it can take, like if you're having a drink, it can take that, manipulate it wherever in the liver and then get rid of it. It just does it. We don't tell it to do anything. We don't be like, okay, here's the plan, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
It just does it. But what we were learning is that you have to, it's on overload.
Yes.
Right now. It's on complete overload right now.
It really is.
Your body is being inundated with like toxins from your laundry detergent, or the clothes that you're wearing, the soap that you use, the foods that you're eating, just everything in your home. So that's where we are now, is we're trying to at least keep our home a place where it's not completely like, it's not a war zone for your body. Let's just
yes.
say that. It's not, it's not always being attacked by something, so it can just do its job.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's, since we're still in the middle of this journey, like my makeup, I'm still in the process of it's fading out and going to more of a plant-based makeup products. And then, because I still have some that I just get from Sephora that has all the stuff in it that I shouldn't be putting on my face, but I still am. So again, it's like slowly fading things out, trying to change things slowly, and it makes a difference. It really does.
It does. And I think too, when you're thinking about trying to eliminate stuff, a lot of people are like, again, like the all-in thing, just get rid of it, and then go in. Like some people, you'll find some people. I think I'm pretty sure I was like that at one point in time, because it scared me. It scared me. I was so scared that I was thinking, okay, well, I'm just gonna get cancer if I don't get rid of it now.
I did that with the pantry one year with 2 years ago. I did that with the pantry. Ben like away at work in another state, and I'm like, I started researching. I started Googling some of the ingredients in my pantry, and I'm like, we're going organic. I literally took out everything in there that wasn't organic, all natural, and I literally brought it to work, and I said, anybody that wants it can have it. And I went grocery shopping, and I literally replaced everything with organic, and he was like, how much money did you just spend? And I'm like,
enough.
he was like, I cannot believe you did that. Why would you do that while I was gone? I can't believe you did that. Yeah, he was not happy with me, but yeah, I was
You
like,
do
so,
what you have
so
to do.
after that, we started slowly replacing everything after. So I was like, okay, I didn't have to do that,
Yeah.
but again, I got freaked out, like she said, and yeah, I had to replace everything.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, that's what scares off a lot of people when
Yes.
you're first starting to think about it, especially when you're, you know, when you're inundated with all that information, right? It
Yes.
scares you. It scares you. And then you have to think about, like, financially, how are you going to do this? You're like, oh, well, I might as well. I'm just, I'm not going to be able to do this because I can't do this financially. It's expensive.
That was a big thing when I started. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna afford this. I was like, I don't make enough money to do that.
Mhm.
That was the main thing where I'm like, I can't afford to do that stuff.
Mhm.
That was why I like took forever to switch certain things, and I'm like, that's too much money to spend on because I was looking at in stores and online, and I'm like, I can't afford that.
Yeah. And so that's the kind of thing that we want to show is that you don't have to do it all at once. First of all, you don't have to do it all at
Yes.
once. You can change it with your diet first. I mean, that's one of the easier things to do because perishables and all that kind of stuff can
Yes.
be replaced. You could just change it up with your diet, right? And then slowly with products, as you run out, switch them out. As you run out, switch them out. You don't have to do it all at once. It's not as scary as you think.
Yes.
It's not. Your body can actually handle quite a bit, but you want to try to
Slowly. This is why I wanted her on here. She's so good at explaining the little things that I don't know how to explain. And I'm very good at like doing like, sorry, allergies again. About
DIYs.
Yes, I can do DIYs. That's fine. I was like, but when I go into like the whole like why this affects every little thing, and I'm like, okay, great. That's why I'm at the end point there. There we go.
Well, I'm really excited to be doing this with you. I mean,
Yes.
before we were talking about this, I was like, I'm so excited to be doing this. Like,
yes,
'cause this is gonna
like
be
me
like
too. I was
girl
like,
time.
I need an extra person over
Yeah.
there. This is so awkward.
But we like talking about this stuff, and
Yeah.
hopefully this helps somebody out there.
Definitely.
And we can talk for a long time. So
Yes, we can. So I hope you like the direction that the new channel is going in, and it is going to be our cleaner living journey. So if you want to see more episodes like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tune in next week because we will be featuring the cleaners that we have been using during this time and then what we've discovered since we started this journey.
Yay!